Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel for another live show as we look ahead to our game tomorrow against Stevenage, of course. Yeah, we are back in action, and you know what? Can't say I'm looking forward to it at all. How can you really? You know, we've stumbled our way through this season. It's been a shocking season, despite all these narratives about unbeaten runs. You know, we're still winning games. We're still 5th place. All this rubbish. People just want to keep hiding away from the reality of what we're actually facing right now, and you know, it's all coming to fruition. Now you know, look at the mess that we are on and off the field. It's complete chaos, and yeah, we're literally so short of players that we're having to still play the players that are not performing because there's nobody else. So yeah, but look, we're going to get into it. You know, look at the opposition for a little bit. You know, talk about our perspective for a bit as well. Include a bit of the press conference as well. Obviously, Duff was questioned about his future. Did he have any back? Has he had any backing from the board or whatever? So we're going to get into some of the quotes as well on that. But to say that we've got the 2nd highest wage bill in League One and we're playing like this just proves how much rubbish we have in the building. But yeah, how much rubbish we've got in the building, but also how much we're overpaying for the rubbish that we've got in as well. You know, 2nd highest wage bill, and we're literally clinging on to a playoff place. So yeah, but I hope everyone's well. But let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game. But yeah, just feel like I dread every single game now because you just know what you're gonna get. Another boring game and players not performing, the manager not doing his job right either. Just all chaos and rubbish. But look, let's get to the comments. Bing says, how are you today? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm alright. How are you? Just keep going, don't we, really? George says, good evening, Ryan, to all on the chat. Hope you're doing well. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get Ryan to end. Subscribe. Yeah, hello to you, George. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And yeah, look, doing as best as I can at the moment. Just a shame that the football can't give us a bit of cheer as well along the way, because yeah, it's just so toxic at the club. Just awful feeling. That's for sure. Not feeling very confident, to be honest. Yeah, no, neither am I. I mean, it's hard to be positive, you know, confident and positive, isn't it? Because of what we're seeing on and off the field. James says, hi Ryan, would you keep the manager till the end of the season or change before then? Well, obviously you must have missed the last show that I did a few days ago, but yeah, I've said it already. Look, I want to see Duff leave, and I'd give it Worthy until the end of the season, you know, because we cannot go on like this. Yes, the players are a big problem at this football club, and they have been for a while. I get that. And we need to clear out of players in the summer. Lots of players out of contract as well in the summer. Do not renew any of them. We need to start getting some new faces through in the building that actually fight. You know, show pride and show fight in this. You know, really fight for the club and care about the club. There's too many players on the payroll that just couldn't care less and just picking up a wage, and they don't give a stuff about anything else. So yeah, for me, I would make the change because it clearly isn't working, and I'd just give it Worthy until the end of the season, and then, as I said, I don't want Cartwright making another decision, so he needs to go as well. Duff and Cartwright need to go, and I want somebody else to choose a manager, because we cannot keep going on. It's chopping and changing. But yeah, you can't defend this anymore with Duff, I'm afraid. It's just not good enough. He looks tactically out of his depth. The football is shocking. No tactics whatsoever. I mean, I've said it many times. What are we actually trying to do? What is the game plan going into games? Like, just for example, on Tuesday, what was the game plan? That's down to the manager to set the tone and have a game plan, and the players to then execute it. But there didn't seem to be one. And yeah, so, well, that's just my opinion on things. But and they also said, like, even we don't even have a plan A, let alone a plan B in any of the games. It's terrible, and that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. But look, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. So, Stevenage are our opposition tomorrow. A team that is sat in 12th place at the moment, 44 points on mid-table. Their recent form, look, obviously their recent form has been, really indifferent, as you would expect from a side sitting solidly in mid-table. They did end a 4-game winless streak at the weekend by claiming a 1-0 victory away at Shrewsbury, courtesy of an early own goal. Dan Kemp has been their main danger man this season, scoring 9 goals from what is usually an attacking midfield role that he plays in. And I do like that guy at the back from as well, Piergiani, who seems to be a very good, consistent performer, going off the points on the EFL Fantasy. He seems to be got a lot of points on there. So it seems like he's another one that we need to be looking out for. The manager, obviously Alex Ravel, who had a very long playing career, 20-year playing career. He actually ended his career with Stevenage. So yeah, he's the manager. Formation, they like to play a 4-2-3-1. Usually that's what they play. So yeah, look, obviously we know that formation quite well, don't we? Obviously, kind of a formation. And yeah, obviously, I really don't know what to expect tomorrow, to be honest. If I'm being brutally honest, I think they'll certainly have obviously Stevenage will be up for it. But I don't really know what to say about Stevenage anymore. But obviously, their possible starting 11, obviously, could be Cooper, Freeman, Sweeney, Piergiani, Freestone, White, Thompson, Roberts, Kemp, Edwards, and Hanlon is probably going to be their lineup. Now, obviously, we did win the reverse fixture 2-1 back in August. If you remember, obviously, Sorensen setting up both Josh Cromer and Ben Wiles to score either side of the break before Stevie scored the consolation penalty in injury time. So, yeah, obviously, Stevie will be looking to get the win over us this time. But we need to win, but we need to win for weeks, and we just haven't, we need to win. We needed to win on Tuesday, and we failed to do so. So I don't know what to think, but certainly not going to be easy, and we have to be on it because they are at home this time. They've got some good fans behind them, and yeah, they're at home, so they have the advantage. And Stuart says hello to you. How are you doing, Stuart? How are you feeling ahead of the game tomorrow? Like I said, I'm just not confident, to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and say that I am. It's just been a deflating season, and then when you just think about everything that's going on and off the pitch as well, it's just rubbish. It's utter rubbish. We had a big opportunity to bounce back this season after the disappointing relegation last season, and we're just going backwards. There's just no progress at all. You want a rebuild in the summer. We didn't get that rebuild to the full extent that we needed, so we didn't recruit well. Was the manager decision to bring Duffy in, was that ever the right appointment? It's attacking football that is non-existent. So I don't know, but yeah, don't get to. Yeah, look, it is rubbish though. It is hard not to get too down on it, to be fair, but and James has said, what do you take on Nagel's Twitter saying, I hear all the fans loud and clear? Well, look, we've heard it all before. I said it on my last show. I covered it on the last show, but look, he said that more than on one occasion. He said that when everyone was wanting Darren Moore to get sacked, last season, and he said, I hear the fans loud and clear. Talk is cheap. We need action. And the fact that there's been no action these past few days suggests that, again, it's just about being as naive as they come and just not learning from past lessons. I don't know why there's been no action since Tuesday night, because ultimately that's what we need. We need a spark. We're still in the playoffs. Yes. Doesn't look likely that we're going to get anywhere because, like I said, the squad is a complete disaster right now in terms of the options that we have. You're having to play players that aren't performing and are consistently not performing because there's nobody else to pick from because of the injuries. So, for me, I'm just tired of hearing this. You can keep saying if he hears the fans loud and clear, well, everybody's saying, first of all, get rid of the sporting director who is failing in every department. He's not listening. What do you mean? He's not listening at all. He's not hearing us at all. He's shutting people down that say that, or just ignoring us. So I don't really know, to be honest. It's just an utter mess. But I don't think we've got. Well, I don't have any hope of going up either. But we should have been in that running to go up this season, and that's the most frustrating part. I didn't want to be staying in League One for another season. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to stay in League One for another season. So the failures off the field has cost us again, and it's the same old story every single week, every single season. Sorry. Nagel is on his way, and there is change on the way. Look, I don't know, because until I see it, I don't know. He's shown time and time again that he reacts too late, like he did last season when he waited until to sack Darren Moore. Why was there a wait there? That ultimately cost us. If they were going to sack the manager, it would have happened already. It's Carrington's going. Not necessarily, because I just think that, yeah, Cartwright needs to go, and that's clear. But I don't really think if we don't go up this season, then I'm sorry. And if Nagel's actually watched the football this season a lot, I know he's been over a few times, but he's actually watched us play, can't tell me that he's happy with what he's seen on the pitch, with what the tactics and things are. It's awful. Yeah, we will have to regroup and go again next year, but the reality is we need to regroup with a manager that knows what he's doing
and a team that we can get behind, and a big not a rebuild, a clear out in the summer. That's the only way we get to regroup. I don't have any faith in the board at the moment, so that is why I just want to see. I don't even want to think about next year just yet. I'm just thinking about now, but yeah. But look, obviously, we're going to get into our perspective now then. So obviously the injuries, we've had a few injuries, haven't we, lately? Obviously, Kasumu went off on Tuesday with a hamstring injury. It is the opposite hamstring to the one he recently injured. And he's not as bad as first feared. But he is struggling and he's doubtful for the weekend. Hogg picked up a knock in training ahead of the trip to Wigan as well, but he's touch and go for the weekend. Balker has a small quad tear and is expected to be out for 2 to 4 weeks. So again, just one thing after the other. And then, obviously, Joe Taylor was supposedly going to be back on the bench this weekend. But again, that's what Duff said on Monday. He hoped it would be able to play from the bench against Stevenage on Saturday. But it looks like he's not going to be available for this game. So, yeah, I don't really know. But we don't have any players to choose from. We're having to pick players that aren't performing. And that is what, and then it's not just that as well. Then you look into the bench and you think to yourself, who can come on to make an impact? Oh, there's nobody. There's nobody to come on and make an impact. So this is why this squad is a complete mess from top to bottom. And that's it. So we're keeping in players that shouldn't be playing because they're performing so badly. And then when we want to change it, there's nobody on the bench to come on and change the game. So I don't know, but it is one of those. You just think to yourself, how have we got ourselves in this state once again? And why is there so many injuries? So, but yeah, look, let me know your team lineups, guys, for tomorrow. Not that it matters, because like I say, it'll pretty much be the same rubbish that we see every week. But if you want to get your team lineups in, feel free to do so. We're going to go through some of the quotes that Duff said in the press conference as well after this. But look, for me, let's just go all out attack and just try something different, because I'm tired of seeing the same old rubbish every week. What have we got to lose? I want to see a 4-3-3 formation, attacking, and I just want to see us go for it at this point, because I'm just tired of seeing the same rubbish. So this is my lineup for tomorrow. I'm going to take the banner off. Obviously, I've just gone for a 4-3-3 because I just think this will be an attacking style. I just think it will be the best one for us. Obviously, Nichols in goal. Obviously, back four. I would start Ruskin, who obviously got some minutes during the week against Wigan. Again, look at the centre-back disaster at the moment. Would you throw Aina in there, or do you keep Spencer in there, who I thought was dreadful on Tuesday? But again, it seems like Aina's getting on the bench, but he's not been chosen, so Duff won't be choosing him anytime soon. Longvik and Sorensen. Midfield three, again, Hodge, Evans and Wiles. Again, a weak midfield. But who have we got to pick from, guys? We've got nobody, so what are we supposed to do? And then up front, Chirua on the left, Marshall on the right, and Charles up in the middle. But yeah, look, I don't really like the lineup that I've come up with, guys. I'm not going to lie to you, but like I said, there's no options to choose from. and we're just having to field anybody at this point. That's where we've got. That's where we're at. That's where we're at, and that's it. But yeah, that's my lineup. But I can't say I'm happy with it really. Blue Terrier has gone for his lineup 4-3-3. You've gone for a 4-3-3 as well. So Nichols in goal. Back four of Spencer, Longvik, Aina, and Sorensen. Yes, you've got Aina in there again. He's had a few opportunities to put Aina in, and he's chosen not to. So Duff, I don't know why he's putting him on the bench if he's not going to play him. But yeah, I mean, look, if that happens, then fair enough. Let's see what he can do. Can't be any worse than what we've seen recently in the defending department, really, surely. Evans, Hodge, and Aisha. Yeah, Aisha's another youngster, isn't he? That's look, again, we probably will see 1 or 2 youngsters on the bench because we're that short of players tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, again, what have we got to lose? Why not throw one of the youngsters on? You know what I mean, and see what they can do, because the so-called senior pros are not doing anything at the moment. So yeah, fair enough. And then you've gone for Charles. You've gone for Chirwa, Charles, and Marshall up front. Yeah, I think this is pretty. I think this is a good shout. This lineup, actually, Blue Terrier. So you've come up with that one very nicely. So yeah, throw a few of the kids in. Why not? And I get why you did that. Binks, I don't know, but Nichols will probably start. Yeah, I mean, look, Nichols seems to be the favourite choice now, doesn't he? But I mean, I know there's been a lot of talk about should he be, should he not. But I mean, Chapman did do well when he came in. He did have a few shaky moments, but I don't think Nichols has looked that great either, to be honest with you. But the problem is when you don't have much protection from your defence, then you're just getting your goal peppered. You know what I mean? And you're just being put under pressure time and time again. And the goalkeeper can't do everything. So, but I can't really see at the moment. I can't really see the difference between the two keepers, because we've seen Chapman for a bit, and now we see Nichols. I can't see. There's no big difference between the two of them. So, yeah. But yeah. Before we do the score predictions, though, we're going to look at what Duff had to say after in the press conference on Thursday. It was a very downbeat press conference. Didn't seem to be much confidence or optimism amongst Duff or Wiles, who seemingly was telling us all to stick together despite the players not doing their jobs and despite the mess on and off the field. We're supposed to just stay together. Well, the players aren't aligned with the fans, that's for sure, because the players are absolutely disgracing the club. You know what I mean? They're not playing for not playing, no pride, no nothing in this team. So it's all right saying stick together, but the players seem to have just down tools and couldn't care less if they win or lose. So talk is cheap. It's about what happens on the pitch, to be honest with you. That's where I'm at with it. So that's why I don't bother with the press conference anymore. I just can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered listening to it. I just get my quotes. I just get my quotes from, obviously, I just have a look what's being said on social media. That's where I'm at. I don't. I'm at the point now where I'm just sick of hearing all these words, meaningless words that just never come to fruition on a match day. Connor says get Wanga back in. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people have said get him back in, but would he come back? I don't really know under this ownership or under this chaos of a board as well. But, yeah. We are going to get to the score predictions, but I just want to cover a few quotes before we wrap up the show. It's going to be a bit of a short one this evening because there isn't really much to say. And obviously, Michael Duff was questioned about whether he had reassurances from the board about his job in yesterday afternoon's press conference. He started off by saying, "I've had conversations with people above me, but I haven't had reassurances in the bad runs or the good runs. I live in the world of reality, and you know where you are, where you stand. But the sack's never driven me in any job I've done. It's not why I get up in the morning." I also want to say, it might happen. That's the world I live in, but that's not why I got up this morning and come to work. I've come to work because I'm the manager of a very good football club, and there's an opportunity to do something. There's loads that needs doing. So you need time, you need to survive in order to thrive, but you've got to do the first part first. So yeah, interesting, isn't it, how he's kind of, playing it down a little bit, but he knows he's under pressure in truth. And I think it's interesting to see. Obviously, he said he's had conversations with people above. So what has been said in there? And he said he hasn't had any reassurances, which he shouldn't have any reassurances because this is simply not good enough, what we're seeing right now. And it hasn't been good enough all season. So, no, that doesn't really... but he hasn't had any reassurances in the bad runs or the good runs, he said, to be fair, yeah. So, but yeah, he's talking about how he doesn't think about, let's say, whether he will get sacked or not. He's just focusing and things. But they also went to say it feels like the end of the world at the moment, and feels like it's falling apart. And I get that. Well, it's not. It doesn't feel like it's falling apart. It has fallen apart, and that's reality. It's an emotional game. Yes, it is. It's an emotional club. There's been lots of ups and downs here in the past. Well, to be fair, it's been mostly downs. So maybe you should check our history. There's not been many ups at all. So there hasn't been lots of ups at all. And this season's been a perfect example of it. Well, like I said, I keep going back to this, and I keep sounding like a broken record. But even when we've won games, it hasn't felt like an up because we just haven't been convincing at all season. You went on to say you're at a crossroads. Where do you want to go? Do you want to carry on in the side, or do you want to recover like we've done twice already this season? That's the challenge to the players. It's not pressure. It's a challenge, and we have to be able to accept it and deal with it as a group. Well, these players are not dealing with it, and I feel like they're not buying into his methods or anything. And these players are simply not good enough, and they don't care about the club either. So that is the problem that we've got at the moment. He went on to say, "I wouldn't ever ring up and ask for assurances either. I don't wake up and wonder. I don't wake up and wonder. I live in a world where eventually you will get sacked. Whether it's today, tomorrow, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, it will happen eventually," he said. And then he finally said, "Hopefully it doesn't, because I think the work that's been gone at has been good in terms of the long-term progress." I'm not sure what he's talking about here, but I think he's just talking a waffle at this stage. But you have to do well enough in the short term as well. Yeah, you do, and we're not doing well enough in the short term. There's no long-term project here. There's no long-term goal. There's nothing. It's just it's just hope as we go. So, look, that's what Duff said about the reassurances. Blue Tape says Nigel Pearson could be a good option. Yeah, I mean, his experience, but is his football great? I mean, we just want a bit of excitement around this club right now, and we just don't get it ever, do we? But yeah, But let's have a look at what he said as well about the players, on the character of the players. Apparently, he said there's never been any questions about character, as in assassins in the building. I don't think we've had that. Sometimes we question their character more in terms of personality. When the heat comes on, can you do the jobs that are asked of you? Well, no, they can't, and that's the reality. I don't think this squad has character or leadership or anything. So yeah. They always said those are the questions we ask the players, because it can't just be blind hope, but it can't be criticised. He needs to do that, but it's got to be constructive. We're trying to create a learning environment. The players do get coached. Well, they don't look like they're getting coached. And it's taking the training ground onto the pitch. Well, this is what really annoys me about Duff. He talks about all this training ground and how they're doing it on the training ground. And that's what so many managers have said when we haven't seen it on a match day. That's what every manager that has come in that has just simply not delivered has said. Oh, we're doing good on the training ground, all this. And it's like, no, it doesn't look like that, so I'm not buying into that. And then he said it's not happened often enough recently in terms of performances. But look, I don't really know what the answer is at the moment with this. But we're going to get into the score predictions, and yeah, we're going to wrap up, to be fair, because I don't really think there's anything else to say, to be honest with you. As you can see, I'm just really deflated about coming on here and doing match previews and stuff, because you go into games and you're just feeling like we're just going to get beat, or we're going to drop points, and it's just difficult. And yeah, but look, for me, my score prediction, and I will go through your comments in a moment. I can't see us winning this game. I really can't. I don't have any confidence at all. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And maybe that's being kind, but it wouldn't surprise me if we get beat. But I can't see us winning the game. We're just coasting along, as I said before. We're on the back of back-to-back defeats as well. So again, when you're playing badly and then not getting results as well, then that is when questions start to be asked. Luckily, we have played, when we have won games, we've played badly still, but we've won the game. But now we're not doing either. Now we're not getting results, and we're not getting and we've not had performances all season. So yeah, let's just have a look at the comments here. Stuart says Stevenage 2-1 win. They aren't a bad team, Stephen. You look at the stats. Yeah, I'm not one to look at overall. I don't look at too many stats. I mean, I do like to look at a few stats, but I don't look at too much stats really. But yeah, look, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Stevenage won. But yeah, well, thank you for that, Stuart. Lee says Stevenage hard place to get points from at the Lamex Stadium. I'm going for a 2-0 loss, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, look, I can't blame people for going for a loss. I really can't, and it is. You want to be going into games feeling confident, don't you, and feeling like we can get something. But we're in a moment now where we ain't going into games feeling confident. We're just going into games dreading what will happen in the game, basically. Yeah, like I said, we haven't put, when we've won, it's been dreadful to watch. So yeah. Lee says Sorensen has been a totally different player since he's come back from injury. He had a blinding start to the season. Been very unlucky with all the injuries we've had this season. Dion Charles, not the same player he was at Bolton, etc. Yeah, look, I mean, to be fair, I've got a different stance on the injuries. I don't think you can put the injuries down to being you can't put the injuries down to luck, being unlucky, because when you have that many injuries, it's like 33 injuries, I think, in 33 games, and most of them are muscular injuries, then there is something seriously wrong. So that is why I don't think it is down to, we haven't been unlucky with injuries at all, in my opinion. Yes, there's been a few that we've been unlucky with. The Miller one that was unlucky, very innocuous kind of injury that he picked up. But yeah, when you've got all the same injuries happening, it's not down to bad luck, to be honest with you. But yeah, I agree about Sorensen. Look, I mean, I don't really know what's happened to him since he's come back from injury. And to be fair, before he got injured, he wasn't great. I know what you're saying. At the start of the season, he was producing, some assists for us and things like that, and showing something. But then, as time went on, it seemed to kind of fade. He seemed to kind of fade away with it, and then he got injured. Like you say, he's looked really bad since he's back from injury. And look, obviously Dion Charles, not the same player as he was at Bolton. I mean, yeah, if you look at his record, he did score 20 goals in the last two out of the past 3 seasons. So, yeah, but obviously this season he's been very poor for Bolton. So we've got a player that's come in that's not got much confidence. He's coming to a club that it's chaos everywhere you look. It's the way the club's being run and everything, and the just the chaos that surrounds the injury and everything. That hasn't helped probably, but I think Charles has to do better. We haven't seen. But what player did we really expect to get when he came in? We were just hoping that he would find some form here. It wasn't anything from the record didn't lie, but he hasn't been great this season for Bolton, so that's why you didn't really know what to think. But yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? And Bing's gone for a 1-0 win for us. Look, if that happens, then great, but I can't see us keeping a clean sheet at the moment with our defence just all over the place. Midfield not winning their battles in there. Are we actually going to see some fight or passion or desire in this group of players? Well, it's not too much to ask, is it? It's not too much to ask. And, there just doesn't seem to be much confidence from anybody at the moment. The club is just in chaos. And if we lose this weekend, then we could be out of the playoffs. Because if you look at the table, I just feel we'll get lucky. Yeah, true. And if you look at the table right now, we're in 5th at the moment, but look at the teams behind us, guys. 2 points separate us and 8th. And, if you look at it as well, those teams are below us, your Charltons, your Boltons, your Readings. Reading's a bit far behind, sorry. Your Charltons and your Boltons, they've got a game in hand on us as well. So it's just not looking good at all, is it? And I'm not relying on other teams to continue to bail us out. We don't deserve to be in the playoffs at this point. We've been poor all season. And we're just hanging on to a playoff spot. And I fear that if we drop out of the playoffs, if we're not getting back in, we are not getting back in. And that's just how I feel at the moment. So yeah, it's very tight. And like I say, by 5 o'clock on Saturday, we could be out of the playoffs. And it has been a long time coming, let's be honest. It's been a long time coming now. The teams below us are doing well, so it's just a matter of time. Because, we're just not getting consistent results anymore. We're just, and like I said, we're on the back of 2 defeats now. And that can just spiral out of control. You can just keep losing and losing and losing. And before you know it, you're on a 5-6 losing game streak or whatever. So, yeah. Lisa, if I'm totally honest, I think we won't even be in the playoffs coming this season. Yeah, look, I said it before and I said it again. Say it again. We will be lucky to get in those playoffs. And even if we do get in the playoffs, do we really have much confidence we can do anything in those playoffs? Because at the moment, like I say, it's hard to find any kind of confidence or positivity at the moment. But the fact that we're just clinging on to a playoff place just shows you how poorly we've played all season. Inconsistency after inconsistency. Jack says, hi, Value. Welcome to the graphic. Yeah, the thumbnail. Big up to Jack for creating the thumbnail for the show tonight. And he says, I feel it will be Town 2-1 win with an 80th minute winner. I mean, look, hopefully you're right. But I just can't back us to win this game. I can't, because I just look at how we got going into this game, and how the squad is looking as well. I just don't see it, I'm afraid. But hopefully you're right. You went for a 2-1. Lucky you put your money on the lottery. Bought on a winning run at the moment. Charlton doing well. Yeah, exactly. So both teams. But again, it's about what we do. We shouldn't be looking at other teams. We should be focusing on ourselves. But the reality is, we are that bad. We're having to look at other teams to see what they're doing. So I don't know. All right, see you later, Bing. Have a good weekend. And Stuart says, going to the pub, talk to some Leeds fans. Going to the pub to talk to some Leeds fans? What do you mean? You don't want to be talking to Leeds fans. But Lee says, but Town being Town, always spring up the surprises. We was never meant to win the Championship playoff, but we did on a minus goal difference too. Yeah, but to be fair, we had the togetherness. We had. It was really positive. Everyone's aligned, fans and players. It was just great. It was great, but rather League One next season. Yeah. Are we really prepared for the Championship? But that's not the point, though, is it, guys? The reality is, I said it before the season started, we need to get back promoted again. And then when we get into the summer, then we can prepare for the next, But, so yeah, again, I just think, I always have to try and get out of this league first attempt, really. I'm about scoring a single goal. No relation to this stream, Kaylee. I don't know if they will win. I'm not too sure. So yeah, it's no relation to the stream at all. But yeah, so any final thoughts, get them in the chat. But I've kind of covered everything now. It's hard to know what to expect in terms of how the game will be. Obviously, they're the home side, so they'll be looking. But I just think that there's no point expecting anymore. There's no point wanting us to do this and that, because it never happens, does it? I've said it for weeks now. Come out of the blocks early on, be quick, have a fast start, and we've done the complete opposite. For the last few weeks, been dreadful in those first halves. We're lucky to get 10, 15 minutes of good play. Well, not even good play, like better than what we see throughout the match. So it is what it is. But yeah, so look, I think we are going to wrap up. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Has been a bit of a downbeat stream tonight, to be fair, but that's just the mood amongst the fan base at the moment, isn't it? It's just very downbeat, very, very toxic as well. Fans are just, a lot of fans are just, just there's already apathy. Fans staying away from watching the team at all. Home form, we haven't scored a goal in 2025 at home. And yeah, it's just a really difficult time to be a Town fan at the moment. And you're just hoping it'll change, but you can't really. No, I can't really say that when you see the chaos and you see what's happening on the pitch, the amount of injuries, the football that we see so Roberts, see Roberts against next season. I don't blame him. He's not watched him in 2 months. Yeah, but look, we'll see what happens tomorrow, eh? But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like on the video on the way out. On your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already as well, and we'll be back for the review show. Hopefully not another bad review show to do, but again, seems to be one thing after the other with this club at the moment, and that's it. But guys, have a good weekend. Hopefully, let's see what happens tomorrow. And yeah, thank you all for your support, and I will see you all very, very soon. But yeah, until the next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you all very, very soon.